While the MCU continues to grow, so does the world of the mutants. Aside from the X-Men trilogy, our favorite outcasts also received a prequel trilogy, which even changed the timeline with its second film.
I don't want your suffering. I don't want your future.
Past my future.
However, especially the spin-off Deadpool reinvigorated the franchise.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Since the latter bragged about Cable, who happens to be the founder of the X-Force, now is the time to introduce you to that organization.
The sequel, we're gonna have Cable.
What is the X-Force? The X-Force is a top-secret Black Ops unit of mutants that becomes active in areas of crisis or in order to prevent other menaces. Their slogan states, "We attack you before you can attack us." That differentiates the team drastically from the X-Men, who first and foremost act as a refuge facility for persecuted mutants and rather secondarily engage in conflicts, and if so, only do that in self-defense.
The world is better.
Just because there's not a war doesn't mean there's peace.
The X-Force, on the other hand, spies on possible hostiles and regimes in order to strike first. The group evolved out of the so-called New Mutants. The New Mutants were a generation of mutants who came to Xavier's school after his X-Men traveled to space and he believed them all to be dead. However, after returning from space, tensions between them and the New Mutants arose. Thus, the New Mutants soon went their separate ways. Later on, they would be recruited for the paramilitary group known as X-Force. Who belongs to the X-Force? There were many different generations of the X-Force. This video, however, will focus on the original team. Cable. The founder and leader of the team is a time traveler and the son of Scott Summers and Jean Grey's clone. He is able to make use of telepathy, telekinesis, and the ability to manipulate technology to his advantage. Aside from that, he also happens to be an expert marksman. Domino. Domino is the result of a top-secret government experiment, which goal was to breed the perfect weapon. As the only survivor, she attempted to flee several times, once alongside a scientist who wanted to help and fell in love with her. After the latter was killed during their escape, Domino was left on her own, using the alias Nina Thurman, until she stumbled upon Cable and his mercenaries, the so-called Six-Pack. The both of them soon became a couple, and Domino was also supposed to become part of the X-Force. However, instead she was kidnapped and replaced by a shapeshifter known as Copycat. Cable managed to spot the mole within his group and free the real Domino. Domino possesses telekinetic abilities and is able to manipulate someone's subconsciousness. Aside from that, she's a genetically modified fighting machine and excellent marksman.
Oh, I so pity the dude who pressures her into prom sex.
Cannonball. Samuel Zachary Guthrie has had a long comic book career. At first, he was tasked to eliminate Professor Xavier and his X-Men. However, he was unwilling to complete this mission and joined forces with Charles. Cannonball is capable of literally creating a jet propulsion, which enables him to soar through the air. Simultaneously, he is able to create an impenetrable energy shield while flying. Boom Boom. Tabitha Smith has had a complicated relationship with her parents all her life, and when her mutation developed, she ran away from home. As an outlaw, she became part of the group of thieves known as the Fallen Angels. Since she felt herself mistreated by the leader of the team, the Vanisher, she departed from the group and met the X-Men. Boom Boom, as her name suggests, is able to create energy balls, which massive explosive force can destroy anything or anyone in her way. Warpath. James Proudster was born in an Apache reservation. During his childhood, he looked up to his older brother John, who was his idol. After the death of their mother due to cancer, the boys were left to themselves. After developing his mutation in the following years, John was recruited by the X-Men but died during his first mission. Driven by hate for the group, James, who now used the hero name of his brother Warpath, attempted to murder Professor X. However, he soon realized that Charles was an honorable man. Warpath is an excellent fighter and hunter who possesses superhuman strength, speed, and endurance. He is armed with 2 vibranium daggers, the same material that Captain America's shield was made out of. Warpath already appeared in X-Men Days of Future Past.
Please. We need you to hope again.
Shatterstar. Gavidra 7 is the biological son of X-Men Dazzler and Longshot. Due to time manipulation, he is also responsible for the creation of Longshot himself. As Deadpool pointed out, time travels are complicated.
Let us go talk to the professor.
McAvoy or Stewart? These timelines are so confusing.
During experiments that were conducted on him, his biological father Longshot was created thanks to DNS taken from him. When he wanted to return to present day, he arrived at a point in time when another time traveler, Cable, was putting a team together that he would join. Similar to Wolverine and Deadpool, Shatterstar is able to regenerate himself quickly. His senses are enhanced and he can summon vibrating shockwaves and teleportation portals with his swords. Feral. Maria Calasantos grew up in New York City with 3 siblings. Her father was a drug addict who regularly beat up her mother before leaving the family and dying of an overdose. Maria blamed her 2 younger siblings for the death of their father, and soon the both of them died in mysterious accidents. The second life partner of Mrs. Calasantos, a man named Harry Bellinger, was also violent towards her. When he tried to rape her, Maria, whose mutations had already manifested, murdered him and hid the body with the help of her older sister, Lucia. When their mother learned the truth, she killed the pet pigeons of Maria, who in return murdered her own mother. Mutated into an animal-like creature, the sisters took on the names Feral and Thorn. Feral has the looks of a cat-like predator, including the claws and fangs. She is very agile and has enhanced senses. X-Force as a movie. Since Cable has already been confirmed to appear in the sequel to Deadpool, it is more than possible that this will pave the way for an X-Force spin-off. After all, most of the original cast members of the X-Men films have no more obligations left to the franchise, which is why now seems like the right time to introduce new characters and storylines.
Surprise! This is a different kind of superhero story.
What do you think of the X-Force? Are you looking forward to Cable? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like to learn more about Deathstroke or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, then check out these videos.